So today we're going to be making homemade chicken fajitas. We'll be putting our own seasoning in there. And first we're going to start off with about 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds of sliced chicken cutlets, it's strips, so that what we're going to do is heat some oil in a pan. And I have some olive oil in the bottom of this pan, and this is heating up. And this should be hot enough for us to throw our chicken strips in here. So first we're going to brown our chicken. Oh, there we go. Nice. And we want to get that olive oil on all sides of the chicken so the chicken doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan. But as that's browning, I'm going to be seasoning with some salt. And I use sea salt and a salt grinder. And I'm going to be adding some black pepper. Just to get this chicken seared. I have the pan on a relatively high heat, this way it cooks quickly. Once we get our onions and peppers in the pan, we're going to take the chicken out so it gives the onions and peppers a chance to soften up, brown a little bit before we put our chicken back in. We want to make sure that the chicken is getting seared on all sides, so we want to keep turning it over. Okay, so our chicken is cooked through, and most of the moisture from the chicken has evaporated. So we're going to take the chicken and remove it from the pan. And I'll put a little more olive oil in there. The onions and peppers. Now onions and peppers take about the same amount of time to cook. So I'm going to put them in there together. And we're going to keep this on a high heat. And then we'll just keep checking it and turning it, and we'll season it before we put the chicken back in. So my onions and peppers are still sauteing. This takes about 10 to 15 minutes for them to start to brown and soften up. Just want to make sure that they evenly, I get my peppers on the bottom along with the onions, so that everything is evenly browning. So you can see that our onions and peppers are starting to soften up and brown. And you can see when you push down on the pepper when it's upside down that you're going to have some give, you're going to have some dimpling in the skin, and that's what we want to see. We want to see it softening up. So now I'm going to start to season. Lost an onion. That's okay. How small that came from. Okay, so I'm going to start with a little garlic powder. And I'll just go around the pan with that. Some salt. And I'm going to lower the heat on this a little. I don't want it burning as I'm adding my seasoning. Going to put a little more black pepper in there. we're going to put a touch, just a pinch of oregano flakes. Add some crushed peppers. We'll add some spice to our lives, people. Spice it up. Some crushed peppers. Now I'm going to add a little cumin powder or comino. And this is all to taste. I like cumin powder in my spicy foods. And now we'll put some smoked paprika in there. This is about a teaspoon of paprika. Give this all a little stir. To spice it up a little bit more with Cholula hot sauce. Just go around the pan with the hot sauce. And I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of lime juice to this. All right, we have all our spices in here. Get that yummy stuff off the bottom of the pan. Makes cleanup easier too. And I'm going to add my chicken to this. I have my chicken in here, put it on high. Mix up these spices. Oh, that's beautiful. Now this is something, not everybody puts cilantro in their fajitas, but again, I like cilantro with my spicy foods. I love it with Indian food, with Mexican cuisine. I like it with Pakistani cuisine, Afghani cuisine. It really adds a lot of flavor. And we're going to let this cook on high heat for about 10 more minutes so that all these flavors can just get mixed together. And then when it's time to serve it, I have corn tortillas, which I'm going to heat up. And I like to heat it right on the open flame because it gives it that charred taste like it was done on a grill. So I take my tortillas and just on an open flame, I'll put them on an open flame with barbecue tongs and flip them over before they burn, and it really adds to the flavor. This smells so good. I hope you'll subscribe to our channel and tell your friends about us. And leave a comment. Let me know how you're finding our videos. If there's anything that you want us to put on a video for either cooking or crafts or travel, we'll be happy to accommodate. Like I said, anything that's sticking to the bottom, you just want to scrape that off with your spoon so you get that wonderful flavor. That really is very delicious once you get that going with your food. It really adds to it. You could do this in a wok. It's almost like a stir fry, but I prefer my, as you can see, pretty old and weathered fry pan, my saute pan. It's got high sides too. It's about 3 inches. I'm just going to let that simmer for a few minutes. Almost done. Looks good. Smells great. your family's gonna love that. I have my corn tortilla on an open flame on the stove, and when this starts to brown around the edges, I'll flip it over. It's not going to brown through and through, but you'll see around the edges how it's starting to take some color on. And we'll do this to a few of the tortillas to go with our fajita. So here you have our chicken fajitas. Our tortillas have been browned around the edges, and it smells so good. It's got a kick to it because we put hot sauce, black pepper, chili peppers, and smoked paprika. So if you like it toned down a little bit, you can eliminate any of those spices. But if you like a kick, that's the way to go. I hope you enjoy. Leave a comment. I hope you'll subscribe to our channel. We have lots of fun things coming up, and enjoy.